global. And it's good to have you there joining us live. And like we always say, if you can hear me, type one. And if you can see me very well, type two. And in addition to that, put a hashtag where you're listening or watching from. So, for instance, if you're in Asaba, type one and two hashtag Asaba. So we know where you are watching us from and where you're listening from. Welcome to another training session. My name is Roy, and it's going to be a very, very, very great time today. So far, we've been taking a series, critical factors that affect real estate sales. We've taken that for 3 weeks, and it has been absolutely amazing. Today, we are going to have that session continue today with question and answer. So if you have questions, start piling them up so you can drop them in the comment section and we will handle them effectively. So get ready. Today's session will definitely leave you not overwhelmed with a lot to practice and a lot that you can make good use of to scale your real estate business. On that note, once again, welcome to another session of Browdy Global Trainings for Realtors. And before we go on, as our custom is, we will take our affirmation session. And like my boss would always say, your words are formed by your words. So get ready. Let go of every other thing you're doing. Put your mind here. Connect your heart to your words. Okay? Taking a deep breath in and out. Another one in and out. Okay? Are you with me? So now we're going to be taking our affirmations. I forgot something. I can't go on without doing this. Meanwhile, I forgot something he always does, and which I said I would do definitely. Land Doctor, it's good to see you. Jacinta, it's good to see you. Sugar, it's good to see you. Wisdom, it's good to see you. And you there, again, it's good to see you. Yes, now I feel that connect. I feel that connect. So now let's take our affirmations. Are we ready? Are we ready? All right. Today, okay, I say and then you say, okay. Today, I affirm that I am a powerful realtor. I focus my energy on what I am good at. I breathe in confidence and breathe out doubt. There are no wrong decisions. There are no wrong decisions. I attract people who help me with my goals. My business is constantly growing. I am a natural leader. All challenges lead to growth. I make a lot of money and help a lot of people. I make a lot of money and help a lot of people. I attract money through love and joy. I enjoy multiple streams of income. Every money I spend, I'll get back multiplied. My business is thriving in every way. I can turn my expertise into income. I am grateful for the wealth I create. My business is overflowing with opportunities. I release my doubts and insecurities. Every day, I am building a successful company. I am driven by passion and purpose. I sell hundreds of properties. I close all pending deals. I invest in myself and my business every day. I know how to delegate responsibilities for the best efficiency. My work makes me feel happier and stronger each day. I am capable of running my business. I am the CEO of the best enterprise in the world. I am great at finding solutions. I close deals back to back to back. I am awarded the best selling realtor. I am awarded the best selling realtor. This is my reality and I walk in it. This is my reality and I walk in it. On that note, please put your hands together for yourselves. Amazing people, amazing people. All right, you there, just put your hands together for yourself as well. Okay, without any further ado, we will be jumping straight into today's training session. Like I said, we've been taking critical factors that affect real estate sales over the past 3 weeks, and today we will be taking a question and answer session. So if you have your questions, please get them ready, put them in the comment section, and we will definitely do well to answer them to the best of our abilities. Without further ado, we'll be welcoming who will be taking us on today's training session, and that is no other than our very own phenomenal Jacinta Okwa. Please, ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are free, which they are, please put your hands together as we welcome Jacinta Okwa.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to our value-packed trainings. But for today's session, we'll be taking questions and answers. So today is basically for question and answer. It's a Q&A session that we'll be having today in this training. So if you have been following us so far, from February when we started the training for this year till this moment, I believe you should have 1 or 2 questions that is disturbing you, or some questions relating to real estate that might be disturbing you, that you might want to get answers for. And if you have been practicing all we have been teaching, you should have a question today. So if you have any question, for those watching us live, watching us online, kindly drop them at the comment section and we attend to you. We'll gladly attend to you. So just like we normally do, once you jump on live, type #live and tell us where you're watching from. And if you can see me, type 1. And if you can hear me as well, type 2. Right? Are we excited for today's session? Are we ready? All right. So good to see all of you. Good to see you and those watching online. So we for 4 weeks now, we've been talking about, we started a series which is critical factors that affect real estate sales, right? How many of us have been watching this series? How many of us have been watching this series over this period that we're talking about critical factors that affect real estate sales? How many of us have been in attendance or have watched the videos about critical factors that affect real estate sales? We've done the part 1, we've done the part 2, and the part 3. So today I am just here to take your questions from this series that we have done so far. And even outside the series, if you have other bothering questions relating to real estate sales, you can let us know here, or you can drop them at the comment section. Okay. Yeah. Please let me on. Please. So we've been talking about this one now. Thank you. So we're talking about critical factors that affect real estate sales. I mean, if you have been following us on this series, I know you might have learned one or two things that you'll be working on right now, especially as a new realtor, right? How many of us have gotten some things from this training so far? I know most of us have gotten some action points, some things that we're already doing from this training, because this is like the base of real estate marketing. See, if you can understand this series right from the part one up to this moment, I bet you that you will be doing well for yourself as a realtor, especially as a new realtor. Because most times we just jump into something and without having a base or a foundation where you are grounded or where you are taught on what to do or what not to do, you will be making a lot of mistakes, right? So in these critical factors, we took time to analyze and break down factors that affect real estate sales, which we started from the sales anatomy, right? We talked about sales anatomy. And it is from this sales anatomy or anatomy of sales, anyhow you put it, right? So this sales anatomy is just a system on how real estate sales is made, or how a land transaction is being done, a property transaction is being done. That is just, it's just like the organigram of real estate transaction. So that is what sales anatomy is. So first, we say that sales starts with you, right? As a realtor, you woke up one morning, after everything that you have been through, you declared yourself what? A realtor, right? So the sales starts from you, right? So after you've declared yourself a realtor, next thing you are looking for what? You are looking for property to sell, right? You are looking for, here we are looking for a product which we refer to as land. And then after you get the land, the next thing is what? You promote. Promotion or advertisement, right? You are not responding. It's sounding as if I'm lying. Is it not a process? It is, right? So after you've gotten land and you're promoting, next thing you saw somebody raise his hand and say, "Oh, land doctor, I'm interested in this land," right? And you take the person for what? Inspection. Then in inspection, it's either the person buy or does not buy, right? But in this case, we are looking at the positive side. The person buys, right? Say amen. Person buys, and it leads to what? Transaction, that is payment. And after payment comes documentation, right? After documentation comes allocation. And then what? Possession. So this is the procedure. So it is until the client possesses his land that that you say that the transaction is completed. Most realtors, they just leave after payment. Once they just get their commission, they move, right? But in the aspect of land transaction or property transaction, this is where it ends until your client takes possession. Even when he takes possession, like for us, sometimes, like I've learned from my boss, at possession, we even go extra, especially for those that are not in Nigeria, right? We visit the sites from time to time if they are building, or if, if they're already built on the land, you can always go there and check on the place. So But basically, this is where the transaction ends. So in the first part of the part one of the series, where we treated critical factors that affect real estate sales, we started with the first part, which is what? The realtor. And here, Mr. Jeff extensively discussed on how you, as a realtor, will affect your own sales, right? And that is where he talked about mindset. How many of us were in that class, right? He talked about mindset, how your mindset can make you not to make sales as a realtor. And this mindset thing is very powerful. You know, when you are talking about it, you know, when they say mindset, to be flashing to your ear like it is far from you, right? But when you go deep yourself, you know that your mindset, you are at the level where your mindset is, right? So if you don't work on it, you might not be able to make a sale. And so he talked about mindset, how you need to have a positive mindset about real estate, about money, about yourself. You need to feel good yourself for you to be able to make sale, right? You need to believe that real estate is working. You need to see that this thing is working. So all these things are around mindset. So you need to have a positive mindset about yourself, about real estate, that it's working, and also you need to have positive mindset about money in general, right? Because if you don't believe, or if you don't believe in certain level of amount, you will not be able to make it, right? You will not be able to attract it. So he extensively talked about mindset. I remember when I started real estate, at that level, I was just looking for one credit alert of 100,000 naira. My first month of real estate, I was just focused on getting 100,000 naira alert on my phone. And to think that that was where my mindset or my level was at that time, when I got that, I made a sale, which I even got above that. And I saw that, oh, this thing is working. Do you get? So if you believe that it is working, you will see yourself experiencing it. But when you believe that this real estate thing, are you sure that it's for me? Are you sure I can do it? I believe it's for people like Land Doctor. I believe it's people like Esther. I believe it's people like Jacinta. I mean, they make this thing look so easy. So they feel that, no, they don't have to even try it. So you see that part, you're already having a limiting factor to yourself. You believe that it is not working. And definitely what your mind believes, that is what will come. Because they say your mind is like a mirror, right? So it magnets whatever that is in its surrounding. So in that first part, or in that part one of critical factors that affect real estate, we've extensively discussed about how you as a realtor, or your mindset as a realtor, will affect your real estate sale. I think if you have questions, you can still be thinking through, because we have discussed all of these things before, right? It's not new, right? So you can think through them. If you have any questions, just write it down, so that by the time I'm just going to run through this. I'm not going to give like a detail, because the detailing has been done in those previous videos. And if you missed any of those videos, you can go to Realtor School, go to YouTube on Realtor School, search for Realtor School, go there and watch those videos. Then subscribe to that channel, so that you always get notified, because Outside Life will also post other videos there. So you can always get notified once we drop content, or once we go live. So go back there and watch those replays. So, but if you still have questions aside this topic today, please drop them at the comment section. All right, are we following? So yes, we've talked about you as a realtor, your mindset. See, this is very important. You need to go and work on it. I know I read few books concerning mindset then, and I read few books also about money, because all those things will help, position your mind for positive things. Then On the second part of critical factors that affect real estate, we talked about how the critical factors that affect real estate sales in pertaining to land. So these critical factors, we are picking it from the sales anatomy, right? We are picking it from the sales anatomy. So the first part is the realtor. The second part is what? The land. That is the product itself. You as a realtor, you have declared yourself, oh, I'm not a realtor. Now, the next thing you are looking for is a property you are going to sell. Now, in that second part, we discussed that what do you do as a realtor when you see a property? When you see a property to sell, what do you do at that point? Do you just jump in and start selling? Or you just, start sharing flyers like every other person would do, right? So in this part 2 of critical factors that affect real estate sales, we discuss on what you should do as a realtor when you see a land. First, we talked about conducting what? Due diligence. We talked about conducting due diligence. Due diligence. And how many of us know what due diligence is all about? Okay, can you? We know, right? Do you know about? Maybe you can share with us what due diligence is about, then, so that those that don't know about it can also know.
So, personally, okay, all right. So, due diligence is a process of finding out, literally in Igbo, ijuese, what you want to sell.
Okay.
Like you rightly said, it's not just about seeing a land and sharing flyers. You have to know who owns this land, how is this land gotten, is this land free from any court, whatever, like all that. Check if the land is based on community land, you can go around the community and ask the person who owns this land, is he a trouble person? Is he a troublesome person? All those questions will help you. But if it's a company like land, like we do sell, you have to even verify your own before you start selling to prevent you from what we call nga.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, that is exactly what due diligence is. So, due diligence, like she rightly said, is basically confirming the authenticity of the property you are looking to sell. So, aside clients conducting due diligence on the property they are looking out to buy, you as a realtor, you need to find out, you need to confirm the authenticity of the property you are looking out to sell. Now, we discussed that there are different ways. There are 3 levels of due diligence you need to conduct as a realtor. Now, number 1 is on the what? On the seller. Sorry. So, okay, let's say can still use number 1 as the seller. Now, this seller can be a person, an individual, can be a company, family, or even a community. Or group of persons, exactly. So, this is the first level of due diligence you should conduct, because the character of the person that is selling is very important. Because if you are working with someone that is not genuine, maybe after the land has been sold, it is you that the client knows, right? And if you did not link up, if you did not do transaction with a genuine seller, right, you'll be in trouble yourself. Because when the client is holding you, there's nobody to fall back to, right? So the character and the antecedent of the person selling is very important. If it's an individual, you need to find out what is the character of this person. Is it genuine? Is it open-minded? Find out the character of the person. If it's a company, how long have they been in business? What have they done? Other businesses they have done, what is it like? You need to find out. And these things we have extensively discussed them on the Realtor School. So if you have not yet subscribed to Realtor School, you can gladly and carefully subscribe to Realtor School today at www.realtors.school, right? So we've discussed all of these due diligence, so I'll not be going in details again. So the first is on the seller, right? You need to find out who the seller is, so you are sure you're not a criminal. Second is the product itself, right? That is the land or house. You can conduct due diligence based on the document that the land or house have. Does it have a CFO? Does it have a deed? Is it registered? How do you confirm that? So you need to find out if it is a genuine property. And then lastly, you need to visit the location. The last level of due diligence you are going to conduct is on the location. And that is where we talked about you visiting the site, visiting the land that you want to sell. Look at it. If you notice any sign on it, like this land is not for sale, or beware of 419, or there's any other caveat empty on it, or this land is under court judgment, or something like that, it is very important you conduct this, because this is the base of other transactions. Now, if this place is not right, other ones will not continue. And that is why it is very important here. Because if you make any mistake here and follows through with all of this, tomorrow it will come back to you, right? Maybe we're bringing 2 shots. How do you call it? 2 portions. We're bringing 2 portions to you behind the bars, right? So it is very important as a realtor. Number one, what due diligence does is that, number one, it protects you as a realtor. And number two, it protects the client, because you are not just taking your integrity and yourself, but you're also taking that of the client. What happens is that clients will not trust you enough to do business with you again, because they know that this particular one, you don't do it. But once you conduct your due diligence all the time, it will even stand you out, because before you even present the property, they'll say, so far it is this person. Like, we've had clients that will say, if it is Jeff, don't worry, just go ahead with the property, right? That is what this stage does. So we talked about conducting due diligence as one of the things you need to do as a realtor when you see a land, right? The second thing is having the product knowledge. So we are still in the second part of critical factors that affect real estate. I'm just running through it because we have done these things before. So I'm just running through it so that if you have questions, so today's session is just basically for questions and answer. So if you have questions in all of these things that I'm explaining, you can just write it down at the end, because I'm just running through this so that at the end of it, you can ask your question, and that will be all for today. So we've talked about the first thing you do when you see a land is what? Conduct due diligence. And we said that your due diligence is based on 3 levels, right? Number 1 is on the seller. Number 2 is on what? The land, the product itself. And lastly is on the location. This is very important. And then the next thing you need to do when you see a land as a realtor is to know the product knowledge, to know the land that you are selling, know the details. You need to know what is the size of the land, what is the title, where is the location, what is the price, right? What is the offer? Is there any promo? Is there any discount on this particular land? You need to know them, because once you have these knowledge about the product, you can easily sell it. It builds your confidence as a realtor. So once you understand it, first, when you have done your due diligence, it's another confidence on its level, because you are boldly telling your prospect that for this land, I've done my due diligence and it is okay. The next thing is having the product knowledge. When you have the product knowledge, it turns you out, right? It turns you out, because by the time you explain everything that is concerning that land, you know the land size, you know the document. Because some people, when client reaches out to you and ask you, oh, this Grand Omega that you posted, for instance, Grand Omega that you posted, and body, you cannot say, right? Or what is the plot size there? Or 50 by 100 or 100 by 100. You cannot say, right? So that is why, as a realtor, your first step, especially as a new realtor, your first step is to go for knowledge, go for learning, learn about land sizes, learn about documents, so that you'll be able to answer questions. See, if you stammer, or if you can't answer clients' questions, they'll just leave you and go to the person that can answer their question, right? So that is why it's very important you go and study about land size, how lands are being measured. They varies in different locations. So it is your assignment to go and do that, right? So once you have conducted your due diligence, know the product knowledge, the next thing is you to familiarize with the property. At this stage, you visit the land or you visit the property. Now, what familiarizing with property does is that it helps you to know and understand the environment more. Because as a new realtor, you might not even understand the environment if you just went to the land once. If you go to that place once, you might not really understand. What you just be seeing is the distance. And as a new realtor, when you visit sites often, you begin to understand, except you are not ready to sell land. And basically, most of the lands are between 1.5 or to 5 million or even 10 million are still for investment. So, and you can't make money out of them if you don't know how to sell them. And one of the ways you can sell them is by visiting the place. And when you constantly visit a particular place, you are taking charge of that place. You are taking charge of the land, right? And there is a guarantee that if you visit that land often, you'll be able to sell it, because you get acquainted with the place, you get familiarized with the area. So it is very important that after the first stage, which we talk about, is conducting due diligence. Second one is the product knowledge, right? Product knowledge. And then you familiarize. You familiarize with the property. And the last thing you do is what? You understand the development trend. Understand the development trend of that area. Understand the development trend. And in our class, in the part 2 of these critical factors that affect real estate, we talked about these in detail. So you can always go there and watch it. So understanding the development trend, we talked about you understanding the location, basically. In how many years do you think that this place is going to develop? What is the attraction there, right? Because if you don't know the development attraction in the particular place that you are selling, you will not be able to sell the bush. I mean, most of the land that we are selling are bushes, right? But what you are selling is projection. Now, how can you carefully present projection to a client when you don't understand the development trend? Understanding development trend is understanding what projects are around this property that you are selling that is going to make it to appreciate over time, right? Because there are different buyers of real estate, which if you have been following our class, you would have known that by now. There are different buyers of real estate. People that there are four categories, right? The first people are what? Investors, homeowners, right? Cash protectors, and diaspora. If you know other people outside this group, you can also let us know. Let us include it in our list, right? So now, if you understand the development trend of the particular area that you are selling, you know how to present it to the particular audience that you are serving. So if you are serving, for instance, cash protectors who are just trying to protect their money from depreciating or from inflation, you should be able to present the property to them in such a way that they understand that their money is going to appreciate over time if they put it in so location. And that is why in understanding development trend, you need to understand the project around the property. You need to know what is before the property and what it is after the property. You need to understand the government project that is around it, so that you will not basically be seeing the distance of the place. Because I know most in buying of land, what most prospects look out for is distance. They'll just be checking, oh, Eba Telaka, this place is far or this place is not far. But when you understand the development trend of that particular place, you'll be able to, point out this development, this project around it, and you'll be able to sell the place, right? So that's for product. Are we following? Now, what we are doing in explaining all of this is because when you don't understand any of this, it will be difficult for you to make sale, right? Except, miracle can happen. What God cannot do does not exist. So for you to be able to make sales, or one of the factors that affect real estate sales is this thing that we have listed here. Number one, we've talked about realtor. How you as a realtor, your mindset can limit you from making sales. And number two, part two, we've talked about product. How not understanding the product, understanding the development trend, and not conducting due diligence will affect your real estate sales, right? And then in the part three is where we talked about promotion. That was in the last training, right? That was Thursday last week. How many of us were here on Thursday? You were here on Thursday. What about you? Okay, you're here. So last week we talked the last Thursday training, Mr. Jeff extensively discussed about promotion. Which was the part 3 of this series, right? Remember, we're picking this from the sales anatomy, right? And we have talked about the sales start from you as a realtor. Secondly, you find the land. Next thing is promotion. And that is what we discussed last Thursday. Mr. Jeff really extensively discussed about promotion. And in promotion, he talked about 2 ways you can promote, right? And the first one was what? First one is that is either you knock on people's doors, right? Or you attract the doors, like he said. I don't know how you attract the, but you understand what we are saying here, right? So it's either you knock on people, you go out there to find people that will buy real estate, or you position yourself to attract them, right? That is what we mean by either you knock on people's doors or you attract the doors. And when you talked about knocking on people's doors through one-on-one marketing, when you meet people face to face, then ask them questions, you tell them that, oh, you do this, you do this. So that is knocking on people's door, or basically going to entering people's offices to, ask them to buy what you are selling. That is knocking on people's door. Then attracting the doors is through content creation or content marketing. That is what is this? Why is this marker doing like this? Through content creation, that is where you basically make videos and post it out there, and people reaches out to you. Or through things like billboards, you have a billboard and people see your number and then calls you. All these things are called what? Attraction, attracting people to you. So these are the two basic ways of okay. So these are the two basic ways of promotion. And we talked about factors. What are the factors that affect real estate sales in pertaining to promotion? What are the factors? How many of us remember the factors that we talked about in this class? Eh? How many of us were in that class? You were there? Promotion, yes. Insufficient leads, yes.
Small, no leads.
Okay, little, that is the insufficient lead. Fear of. You're making me proud now. Insufficient leads. Okay, let me arrange it in the order that you used. So number one was imposter syndrome. And number two was what? Fear of failure. Joa. And then lastly, insufficient. And we understood this class very well, right? And I know he broke it down in a way that you can understand it very well and implement. And I know most of us wrote down some action points that day that we're already implementing, right? So imposter syndrome is the feeling of what? Inadequacy, that you are not good enough, right? I think most of us had that feeling when we were starting, especially for those that have already started or those that are still looking out to start, right? You always feel that, oh, I'm not good enough. I am not supposed to be here. I am not, having that feeling like you are not supposed to be this person that you're projecting yourself to be, right? So that is imposter syndrome. Or he also talked, what is it called? He talked about the perfection enemy, right? You are trying to get everything right before you start out. It's also part of imposter syndrome. When you are trying to make sure that, I need to have camera, set it up like Wheezy have done, have an iPhone, have all those things before you start. Have all those gang before you start. You get is a perfection, and yes, you must have ring light. You must have mic. Everything have to be in place before you start. Well, it's still part of what imposter syndrome, and it is affecting your real estate sale, because when you did not get started, there's no way you can get better. And in fact, it's even the worst video that you even make that will even bring the sales. When I started real estate, I barely have good phone. I don't have phone. I don't have good phone, right? I was using a borrowed phone, safe. And in that borrowed phone, I was still using it to make my videos. Now, that particular phone brought me the money that I used to change my phone, and up to this level, I'm using a better phone, right? So what if I had not started? What if I kept making excuses or waiting for a good phone to come what if I had waited for all those things to be put in place before starting? That means I would have been where I was, right? So that perfection enemy will always make you feel like you have to, get it right. You make videos, you will not post it because you feel that, your face is one side. You don't like how your face is looking. Or you don't like your looks. I mean, most of us suffer this. Like, even me myself that is standing here today. In fact, that time, if I just set camera, I'll be looking up the ceiling. I don't want to see my face. I don't want to see my face. So I had a client that called me, said, Jacinta, why are you looking up the ceiling? Why are you looking at the ceiling? Look at the camera. So, but I kept, making those videos. Even then, my roommate would be like, I would just, place my phone on the window and start making videos. I will even be looking. See, you don't even have to know it all to make videos. You can just write it down. I mean, picking them one after the other. I mean, starting out, you might be very shy. You might not be able to talk as long as we are talking now, but you can always write it bit by bit. If you say this one, you pause the video. That's what I used to do that time. Once I make video up to a certain level, I'll pause it, I'll read my next line and continue the video. So that's what I was doing. And what happened is that because I was consistently doing it, I kept getting better, and till it's now like a normal thing. When I set camera, like even on site, these days, if I'm watching my video, I can talk up to 5 minutes without cutting, without thinking of what I'm going to say, right? But before here is, in fact, if you just set camera on my face, the way my stomach will start running, like, and then my boss will always set the camera. He said, "Oh yeah, come and sit down." Once he's setting camera, me, I'm already using the restroom, right? I'm already and I will stay there for like 5 to 10 minutes. You now come and know, what are you still doing there? I will not still come out. You see, I'll be fidgeting and everything will be doing me at that particular point, right? So it is normal to feel that way. But the goal is not to remain at that level. The goal is to keep getting better. And you can't get better if you don't get started. That is just the point. You can't get better if you don't get started. And that is why a lot of people, you see people that will say, I want to do real estate, I want to do real estate. When they show you what you should start doing, you start giving excuses. And those things are excuses. And like my boss will always say, you can't make excuses and make money at the same time. You can only make one. It's either you make excuses or you make money. You can't make both at the same time. So you don't have to allow imposter syndrome to affect you. And he went ahead to teach us on how we can overcome this, right? Because this is bound to happen, right? And if you have been in his trainings, you will know how you can overcome this. But he talked about how to overcome it. Number one is knowing your why, right? Finding your why. And when starting real estate, a lot of people, in fact, The person very dear to me said, who will see you and buy real estate? Who will you tell that you are selling land and the person will buy? Right? It's a discouragement. But I knew my why. I knew that I needed to get out of the level I was. I needed to make the money I wanted. I needed to live the life that I wanted. So all those talks or all those things did not stop me. So that is why one of the ways you can overcome this is by finding your why, making sure that your why is strong. In fact, those statements they made to me was even making me to, go harder. Like, if you tell me that women don't, like some people have told me that women don't sell real estate or women don't sell land. I said, no problem. I will show you people that women sell land. Women, in fact, some clients, I've had some clients that say, they will come through me to buy the real estate. At the end, they will say, they will now meet a male. Those kind of things still happening. They will say, no, women don't do real estate. But at the end, my own is I will get my commission at the end, right? So because I had a why that you see this real estate is either real estate or real estate, there was no going back. And I must make it like a maker in this real estate, right? So that is one of the ways you can overcome imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome, when you have a strong why, even when you are making mistakes, you keep doing it, right? You keep doing it. You will be posting those videos. I remembered in December 2021, 2021, I was there celebrating Christmas at home. Christmas period used to feel like a shutdown period that you're supposed to. So I got a call from my boss. He told me, what are you doing? What are your plans for? In fact, he asked me my plans for that Christmas period. I gave him my plans that, once I go back, I'm going to be making videos. By this time, I should make up to these videos. And when I went home, opposite shut down. And he called me one fateful morning. I was asking him, okay, I've not seen any videos. What are you doing all this while? I wanted to start making excuses. He finished me that day. So at the end of that call, in fact, I went to borrow urgent 2K to go to the site. Because I know most times it's still part of the imposter syndrome. Oh, I don't have this one. See, when there's this popular saying, when there's a will, there's a way, right? That thing is real, right? So immediately I went to take my bath, and then I met with one of my cousins, but I told him that, please, can you borrow me 2K? I borrowed, he now gave me the 2K. Immediately I entered vehicle that day and now went to site. This particular site, I don't even know the exact place that the land started from, but I went to the billboard and stood there and make my video. And to tell you that the video was so horrible. The video was horrible in such a way that even cars that were passing, their noise were entering the video. People that were talking, women fighting in the background, so many mass balls was happening in that environment. But I went there to make that video. And to tell you that video, in fact, when he saw that video, he said, what is this crap that you posted? Can't delete that stuff, what is this crap that you posted? By the time the video even hit up to, and the video now had about 500 views. I was not getting calls from that video. And that was how I made my face sale from that video. So imagine that I did not take action, right? Imagine I was waiting for a good phone before in fact, my camera was, if you can even see me that time, thank God. But I always make sure that you're hearing my voice, right? So that video brought me my first sale. In fact, those clients that bought from those videos are still buying from me till date, right? So imagine that I've not done those things. So it is very, very important that you find your why and make sure that despite all of these things they are telling you, despite all of these feelings that you're having, that I'm not looking very well in this. In fact, if I set the camera, you see your big nose, maybe your eyes, you say your eyes is big. Oh, my forehead is shining. My ears are standing. If you keep seeing all of those things, you will not be able to. And one thing about real estate is that you can sell real estate, right? You can sell real estate no matter how you look, but make sure that you don't remain in a certain way for a long period of time. Once you start, just keep getting better. So it is one of the ways you can avoid imposter syndrome. Then the next one he talked about was what? Fear of failure. Oh, what if I try this and it does not work? What will I do? So what you always ask is, what is the worst that can happen, right? What is the worst that can happen? What if I try real estate and it doesn't work? So why not? And one of the ways he said you can overcome this one is looking for people that are already doing well in the business, right? There are already people that are already succeeding, in the real estate business. Why not model them? And that's why he talked about expert modeling. And he gave us a story how he went online to look for top real estate agents in the world, and he saw some people like Ryan Sehans, and he watched their videos, and the videos motivated him to do more, and even got to see this other guy, Olisa Omera, and how that one started to. So when you watch other people's process, you see that almost everybody started from the, I don't want to say from the gutter, because most people say I started from the gutter, but if there was any other place outside the gutter, that's where I started from too. So almost everybody started with all of these, right? Almost everybody. So when you go to them, I mean, internet is one of the biggest blessing we have, right? So you can always go there, find out. There must not be like in person. You can always go there, find out, go through their videos, see that you will see that these people literally move from point A to point B. Now watch what they have done. Why not model it? Model their process. The thing is that success will always leave a mark, right? So it will always have a trace. So what if you, they say if you follow the steps of 3 successful people, that you too must be successful, right? So if you model them, see what they have done, model what, go, put in the work, because most times we just wish, we are not committed. Oh, I wish, like some people say, I don't want to use that word. When they post returns of the month, and say, I tap into your grace. I tap into this. Then you are just wishing. On your own, you're not even making posts about real estate. You are not posting. You are not doing any. You are not doing any activity that is going to bring sale. You are just there tapping. See, it is. Sorry, I'm not coming for you right now. I'm not coming for you right now, but I'm telling you to be committed. So you should be committed than wishing, right? You're wishing to make a sale. See, when you are wishing, it means that you have not seen the necessity for you to do what it takes to get that particular result that those people have achieved, right? So if you are just there wishing without being committed, putting in the work, doing all the videos that you can, doing all the activities that will lead you to make a sale, making sure that you do this, design your strategy in such a way that you have activity every particular day. Your activities every day is leading to your next sale. If you are not doing all of that, you are just wishing, right? And likewise, I was talking to myself after listening to one of our coach, Tade Cash, when he was describing this thing I'm talking about now, about wishing and being committed, right? At the end of it, I listed most of the things I wanted, and now, put them in a list that I must get this thing. See, when you have it as a must, you will see yourself doing whatever it takes for you to get that result. Like now, for instance, you want to make a sale this week, and you are running on a 30 days video challenge or any sales challenge that you're doing. So you will see yourself that every day you are making sure that you make a post or you write something about real estate or you make video about real estate. I know when we did, there was a video challenge we did a 30 days video challenge with some of my colleagues. And despite how tired I may be on a particular day, I must make sure I make a video. I make a video, edit it, and post it that particular day because we had a target, right? So when you have it as a must, that this real estate is going to work for you, you are going to put all you see all the excuses in the world will disappear from your head. You will start taking action. So, like I was saying, fear of failure by expert modeling, right? Look for others that are already doing well in the business. I know when I started, I watched a lot of other people's videos, people like Achodo Confidence, Stephen Akintayo. I went through, in fact, I slept on their page. And what that does is that you are learning from them. You see that this thing is working. They are making sales. You will see. So what used to motivate me that time is that when I see their posts, or even before I started real estate, I used to think that, how do people sell this real estate? How do people sell this land? So sometimes I would still sit down and calculate 10%. That time, 1 million was very big in my head. I would be like, 10% of 1 million, 100,000. I told my brother, if I sell this, don't worry, we'll be fine. Once I sell this 1 million, 100,000. So sometimes, then I will not go on WhatsApp. I will not see Mr. Jeff status. What I'm seeing is when he's signing different documents, you see documents, Jesus. The people are buying it. I want to, in my head, calculate how much he's making. It will not agree. Like, what agree calculate at all. So, seeing that thing, I became motivated. I said, I want to work with this guy. I want to work with this guy because he's really making sales, right? So I was thinking that real estate was difficult before, right? It is very hard before you get somebody to buy. That is a picture, right? I didn't know that there are some strategies that you can do, right, to always get those sales. So because I was seeing that, it motivated me that, yes, it is working. That means me too, I can get the same result he's getting, right? So in watching them, like recently, so sometimes when I feel that, oh, I'm doing well, right? So Tadeka should say, don't over-celebrate your success and don't over-mourn yourself, your failure, right? Don't over-celebrate yourself, don't over. So when I feel like I'm over-celebrating myself, I'll go through their page. I will see that she just sold 5 plots of land that is worth 97.5 million. And in my head, is it not a human being? And he said, and she sold 5 plots of this. A land that is worth 97.5 million naira. And somebody just sold 5 plots. And she would write it as just sold. I will not say, is it what people say that this thing is not working? People are here making cool money, right? So you see that this thing is working. So one of the ways you can overcome the fear of failure is through expert modeling. See what model people that are already succeeding in the business. Go through their page. You see when they started and follow through their process, right? And you see yourself overcoming this. I think I was dwelling much in that part. And then talked about insufficient what? Leads. That's why he said little or no what? Lead. Little or no what? Lead. And as a realtor, your number one goal is to generate constant leads every day. So leads are, what are leads? How many of us, I think we have a prospective client, people that are interested in what you do, right? So leads are like your inventory list. Inventory, we know what inventory is, right? your list of your list. Inventory is the list of things that you have, right? Is, for instance, you work, for instance, for people that for instance, restaurants, their inventories are the food they have, right? Like, for instance, you walk into a place like Ntachi now and there is no food there. What will happen? You just turn back and go and look for the part that have food. So if they don't have food, what happens is that people will not go there to buy. The same thing in real estate. If you do, your inventory now is people, because we're in the business of people, right? Money comes from people, and money comes from people, right? So if money comes from people, especially when it comes to real estate, then you should be concerned about getting more people to know about what you do. And that is where insufficient leads happen. So when you don't have insufficient leads, it makes you will not have the zeal, yes, the zeal to continue what you are doing. But when you have a lot of lead, that is why we always say that your number one goal is to generate lead. We are in the business of people, so you have to constantly get a lot of people to see that you do this thing every day. You need to get a lot of people to see that you are into real estate. Now, when you have a lot of people raising their hands, telling you, oh, I'm interested in this, I'm interested in this, you will see that you will not have enough time to even do follow-up or other things, because a lot of people are interested. That is why your inventory list as a realtor is people. You need to get enough people to know what you are doing. And he said, for you to make one sale, he used the AIDA principle. Please, if you have questions, please, those online, if you are following, please let me see. If you are following, let me see the fire emoji or the flex emoji in the comment section. If you have questions, please drop them at the comment section. And for us here, please, if you have questions, please let me know, as we'll be rounding up very soon. So he talked about how to make sale, for you to make one sale. He used that usual principle. For you to make one sale, you need to be able to generate how many? 1,000 leads, right? Now, 1,000 leads, you need to so I'm using the AIDA principle, right? A is for what? Attraction. I is interest. D is what? Desire. And A is what? Action. So for you to make one sale, you need to be able to attract 1,000 leads. 1,000 people should know that you are into real estate or you are selling land. Now, in that 1,000 leads, 100 people raised their hand and said, I am interested. And then out of the 100 persons, 10 persons now say, oh yeah, let's go and see the land. And then lastly, maybe one person out of them now agrees to you and then buys. So you see that when you don't have enough attraction, there will be no action. So imagine that in this place, you have only 20. How many people will take action? None, right? So when you don't have enough leads, this is what happens. So imagine just one person that you have. So you just depend on that person. And that's why he said, hope is not a strategy. If you're hoping that this person promised me is going to buy, or this person promised me is going to buy, because you don't have enough leads, that's why you'll be hoping on somebody to buy. So that is why your number one goal is to have enough attraction that will indicate interest and that will finally take action. And this insufficient lead affects your real estate sales when you don't have enough leads. Now you should be asking yourself, how do I get enough leads every day? how do I get enough leads every day? Which we have been talking about, how you can get leads through content creation. Remember, we talked about promotion. Like it's either you knock on people's door or people knock on your door, right? And we talked about knocking on people's door is meeting them one-on-one to tell them this is what I do. Some people go for as long as going into organization, cooperative, to make presentation, to tell them, right? That one is knocking on people's door. And then attraction is when you now position yourself and then share value. See, value, money follows value. If you're not sharing value, people will reach out to you. I know a lot of content I've done. Most of my content that have paid me, aside from sales. So some people will just come in, oh, I enjoyed this series that you did. Oh, I like how you shared this video. I've been looking for this kind of video all this time. And I saw it. The person now said, oh, send your account. I've been making all those kind of money aside making sales, right? So that's what value does. So now you need to ask yourself, who are you selling? Who is your prospect, right? And we have talked about people that buy real estate, right? We've talked about people that buy real estate, and we mentioned that there are 4 categories: homeowners, investors, cash protectors. Now, out of these 4 people now, who are you going to serve, right? So every day you need to ask yourself, who am I going to serve? How am I going to serve them? How can my product solve their problems, right? Because even in the Bible, they said, the greatest amongst you, what is the servant of many. So if you are not serving many, how will you not be great? So that is why you need to, number one, look for who to serve. Are you going to serve the home buyers? Are you going to serve diasporans? Are you going to serve investors? Are you going to serve who again? Cash protectors. Cash protectors, right? You need to find who you are going to serve. Now, when you find who you are going to serve, you will now study them, know what they like, understand their pain point, like their pain. You need to understand their pain. See, if he's a cash protector, what do you think would be his pain? Is it genuine, right? Is it genuine? Is it secured? Is it safe? These are his. And then again, how profitable? How long am I going to stay to get return, right? Yes. Now you understand that this is his pain. Now, how do you come in? You now come in as the solution provider. That is why you're a real estate consultant. You are not just there to be a realtor. Sell. You come in there as a solution provider to provide solution to all these his pain that we have mentioned. Now, you can now go and study, how do I tell him that, oh, this is how to find out that this place is genuine. This is how to find out that this particular land is safe. It is going to give you so ROI. So now this is where you now sit down, make content. Either you create videos or you do write-up, depending on the platform you're using, to sell to this person. Are we following? So number one, you need to find out who you are going to serve. Number two, understand their pain, and then come in as a solution provider to their pain. Now, that is where you can now bring in your product to solve their problem. And then they can trust you. And when you are sharing those values, what follows in is what? The commission. Say amen. So, like I said, commission comes from people. Commission does not fall from heaven. Commission comes from people. And you need to know how to serve people for you to be able to make commission. So if you have any question, please let me know. Let me know as we are rounding up in few minutes. Any questions so far? Those online? Those online, is there any question? Is there any question before I summarize? Even those on site, or on site, yeah, offline. Those that are here with me, is there any question from you? Any question? However, if there's no question, I'll be okay.
In case of this promotion,
Hmm.
we can
Hmm.
Okay. So I want to ask, how do you get the attraction that you need as a new rector? Like you are new in the line, how do you get it? Because we're talking about attraction. How are we going to get them? How are you going to make that audience? Yes, you create videos, but who are those people that come?
Okay. So let me walk you through to what is marketing. Marketing is finding who to buy your product, right? And then we've talked about different people that buy real estate. You know, real estate is not like bottled water or biscuit that you sell, like anybody can buy with ease. Now, real estate is so vast that you cannot be able to serve everybody. Now, as a new retail, you just have to pick a niche and grow from there, right? Niche, I mean, is pick a particular audience that you're going to serve, and then you understand just what I was trying to say. Let me work it down. So, marketing is finding who, in fact, is having a product like what, who, then how, right? First of all, you need to have your why self before you even start the marketing. But see where it lies here is who. Yes. Now, in real estate, we have discussed that there are different people that buy real estate. We have the home owners, investors. You understand? Okay, they are under investors. Then diaspora. Now, among these people now, who do you think you want to sell to? This is where you decide on who you want to sell to, right? These people now, we when you understand a person, if you choose any of these now, you now have to think how to sell to them. That is when you now think of what are they looking for, what do they like, what pain, right? What do they want to get out of real estate? So that is when your video comes in. So it is not like randomly doing videos or randomly doing things, right? This is where you sit down and strategize and plan, right? That's what I was trying to give instance for cash protectors or investors. If it is cash protectors, then you are saying, okay, this person now is looking for something that is safe, right? Now that's how you can start making your videos. How to verify a land, right? You make videos relating how to verify a land, how to find out that this land is genuine, um, um, how to calculate return on investment. So these are various videos. Now you can also look for what they like. What do they like? You can think about it. What do they like? You can also make videos on what they like, right? So when you are so you are this thing now will help you to narrow you to a particular audience, right? It's not like random people. So when you post random things, random people come to you. If you keep posting random, like if I'm targeted to people that want to buy land for investment now, I will just talk about investment for a long period of time. And at the end of the day, I'm seeing people that want to do investments will come to me. Do you get? So if I want to talk about land banking now, right? That is for cash protectors, right? I'm talking about how investment. So instead of this, that's why you need to have knowledge about finance, you need to have knowledge about money and everything, how it works. You need to have knowledge about stocks, bonds, all of those things. Now I can be doing videos like stock or bond or real estate, stock or real estate. So in those videos, I'm explaining why real estate, right? So at the end of the day, you are speaking to a particular audience. You are speaking to people that want to buy land for investment. And at the end of the day, they are reaching out to you. You see now that your marketing is not random. But if you are there today, you post this one, tomorrow you post this one, tomorrow you post this one, tomorrow. See, random people will come to you. At the end of the day, you cannot get hold of one, right? But when you have a targeted audience and you have videos speaking to them directly, some people, they will say, I'm speaking to Gen Z. They know how to use Pigeon or, Gara Gara to make videos. So you just find out people that you think that you can sell to, and then know what they like, understand their language, speak their language, and then you see them coming to you. That is where attraction comes. Like for me, if I want to make some number of sales, I know that, I'm going to speak to this particular audience. I know when I did one Facebook challenge, 21 days challenge, at the end of that challenge, I made some sales from there. But what did I do? I made sure that I was talking about investment. I was talking about people to buy land for investment. And my post was enlightening people about investment, the importance of investment, all of those things. Because most of them, they don't even understand what investment is and why they should invest in that. And it is your duty now as a consultant to tell them why and what and how to go about it. So that is how you attract people to you. Is that clear now? Yeah. All right. Just ask.
Okay, one more question.
Mm.
Like now, we have like up to 4
Mm-hmm.
categories.
Mm.
In these 4, if you want to make a post or make a video, will you pick from one and handle it?
That's why I say you should choose from the beginning on who you are going to serve. So if you are going to pick like Nigerian in diaspora now, you should create videos, yes, in relating to them.
Yeah, but it depends on the property.
Yes, it depends on the property. Like for them, some of them might want buy and build. Yes, you relate the property in relation to what they want. So yes, it's dependent on the property too. Any questions so far before we summarize? So in summary, today we've summarized the critical factors that affect real estate sales, starting from the part 1, the part 2, and then the part 3, right? So in the real estate, the factors that affect real estate sales, we narrowed it down to using the sales anatomy, where we started from the realtor, land, promotion, which is the level that we're talking about now. So in the realtor level, we talked about how your mindset as a realtor can limit your sales. And in the land level, we talked about how not understanding the land that you're selling and not conducting due diligence, verifying will affect your real estate sales. And then lastly, we talked about promotion on how critical factors that are relating to promotion, critical factors that affect your promotion as a realtor. And under there, we talked about that's number 1 is imposter syndrome, right? Number 2 is what? Fear of failure and insufficient lead. And we've discussed extensively. Okay. Okay, so this whole process looks overwhelming. How do you really begin? How do you generate the leads and say, what are the first steps? Okay, Chidebube, thank you for this comment or this question. But for you to begin, you need to go to the realtor school, go and sign up with www.realtors.school. In that school, we've done the extensive videos, and we've given a breakdown on how you can start, right? How you can begin and how to do. In fact, all these things we are explaining here today is just like a snippet of what is in the Realtor School. So please, for you to get started, just go through the Realtor School and you'll be guided. You'll find a step-by-step guide on how to become a realtor and how to generate leads and how to become successful in real estate business. Thank you. Is there any other question there? No. All right. So, in conclusion, I think I've run down through everything. In conclusion, I would say take action today. If you are a new realtor, do not allow your mindset to limit you. Do not allow imposter syndrome to limit you. Make sure that you are telling yourself every day. Put yourself out there. I remember when we went to Lagos for one conference, and then they asked us to introduce ourselves. And I was not happy the way I introduced myself that day, because it was after I finished introducing myself that I read one book, and the book showed me how I would have introduced myself, right? So you learn how to introduce yourself, learn how to tell people about what you do, right? And learn how to always increase your prospect list. As a realtor, every day ask yourself, is my prospect list increasing? Because your prospect list is your fortune list. If you are not prospecting, if you don't prospect, according to my coach, Tadeka, she said, if you don't prospect, you will suffer. If you prospect, you will prosper. So every day, go out there, put yourself out there, attract people to you, or look for who to serve, and then make sure that your contact list is increasing. And when your contact list is increasing, you are making sales, right? Because the goal of every business is what? Is to make sales, right? Commission comes from people and does not come from heaven. So you always make sure that you get people to know what you are doing, you get people to pay you those commissions. So thank you so much for today. Thank you for having me. I remain Jacinta Ukwa, your real estate expert. Thank you so much, and see you in our next class.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. I believe it was a great time, right? For those online, I believe you actually got a lot of value from today's training. And just as a reminder, we are Browdy Global. We're a real estate marketing and development company. And we have a realtors group where if you're looking for a community of people that would help you through your real estate journey, you can go ahead, currently on the comment section, click on that WhatsApp link and join the group. There are amazing people right there that will help you through your real estate journey. On that note, we have come to the end of today's training session. Thank you so much. We'll be doing this again, same time and station, same time on this same channel, on this same channel.